That was a quite frightening Clumsy Tongue, and now I'm here with Suicide Bid. Now Suicide Bid's quite an unusual idea for a band because it's less of a band and more of a collective in it. So I'd like to start off, if you can just describe who you are and what your band is, your original band.
And we was making this record, and we thought we'd call up all our mates on the day and sort of let them freestyle a little bit on some of the songs. And Jay was one of them, so he came along, and Bubsy was another one, and he came along and did some. And then it sort of turned into a bit of a family thing, and we just get all our mates in and do a little bit of music.
So literally spur of the moment thing. Well, basically all the songs written in the studio then.
Well, some of them we write and we email each other, and then sort of rewrite bits and we record it and send it back and forth. And others we sort of just one person writes and shows the rest of them, but they all come up a bit different.
So you have an album at the moment, yeah? Sorry? You have an album at the moment, yeah?
Si.
Which you are selling.
Yes.
You're trying to promote.
We're more giving them away really, but yeah.
Is that the Rock Stops Here from last year, yeah?
It's the Rock Stops Here, yeah. 2 albums.
You got one before that?
1.5 really.
And they both feel household name?
They are, yeah.
Okay, how's it?
Maloka and Mass Prod have done the vinyl versions in France.
In France? Okay, do they like it in France? Have you got any idea?
They love it.
They love it. Who doesn't love it? Lyric-wise, okay, so someone comes up with the music or you all jam it out in the studio and that, but lyric-wise, does everyone write their own lyrics, yeah? Everyone contribute their own thing?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Jay writes his.
Come on, man, I'm going to say the truth here, right? The truth is right, that John and Andy are the main lyricists, really.
Are they the
They're
daddies?
coming up with most of the lyrics for the songs that have been recorded so far. And the first album, John sent me a load of lyrics that he'd written and asked me to join in and with a band and guest on it. And I'm singing John's lyrics in that. And Andy writes a lot of the lyrics too.
I write some, but John writes them and I sing some as well. It's easy to sing songs because I come from the same heart. So
on the new one, Itch from King Blues wrote a lot of the lyrics that he sung. I think he wrote all of the ones except for maybe one song.
Yeah.
And the Sonic Boom 6 guys, they wrote a lot of their stuff as well. So
did they sort of take over a little
everyone's sort of
more like individual.
Yeah.
I wrote the Rock Stops Here lyrics, and but the lads wrote the tune for it.
Okay,
but then we arranged it together. You see what I mean? It's all an organic sort of like process.
So basically every tune's different in how you come up with it, basically. Like. What about lyrically, like, what the song's about? Would you describe yourself as a political band? Because that's one of them tags that just no one wants.
It's not political, mate. It's just the difference between right and wrong, really. I mean, it's common sense, isn't it?
Is it just moral?
It's what?
Just moral, just general.
It's higher morals than their laws, isn't it? Do you mean? This is what you feel that you have to say. You mean?
People sing what they believe in, and it just so happens by chance.
Not everybody does.
No, but in our collective, we're singing what we believe in, and by chance, we all just happen to kind of be into the same sort of things, really. As Andy says, it's about morals, but it just so happens that collectively, as mates, we're all looking at similar things about what's wrong with this world and
funny
issues that need talking about.
Sing what it means to you. Do you mean if you can draw from inspiration from where you've been or what you see around you, then write about that. You mean?
Yeah, I think that's the best.
Be honest, isn't it?
Kind of personal take on political.
Yeah, and question people in it if you can as well. You mean? Maybe throw in a few wee questions and get people to turn their heads a bit. You mean?
Yeah. Do you think that what you could? I mean, I know you don't want to call it political and that, but your difference between right and wrong, do you think that by singing about that, like that you can actually influence people in how they act? Do you think that music can basically change people's attitudes?
If it wasn't for the Clash, I wouldn't be sitting here doing this, mate. It's a bit of a cliche, but you mean, it spurred my whole fucking musical, influence, growing up with that stuff.
I've got to agree with that in some ways, in a lot of ways, but also I'll say I've tried to write songs that weren't rabidly political and failed miserably. Basically, what I'm passionate about is all stuff that's really kind of important to my heart and soul, and I've tried to write comical lyrics and all kinds of things, and they never scan. It's always political for me personally. I don't know how you are, John, with it, but
well, they do say everything's political.
It's the record label that says you can't help people fucking political.
All right, boys, apparently Baba Luck's all ready to go, so we're going to hand over to Baba Luck. Thank you very much for coming down, and hopefully maybe we'll see you again sometime.
Nice one, it's been a pleasure.
Cheers for coming down, mate. All right, I'd like to introduce Baba Luck then.